Meet me outside, Bitcoin, crypto, don't go for a ride. If you're gonna get your surfboard, get it tied. Wall Street beat, sick dough, crypto. Please don't flip though. I'm not always right though. I'm not a financial advisor, but just a gentleman wearing a visor. Yeah, it's time to hustle. It's just so simple, I'ma solve this puzzle. And if you didn't know that you're feeling puzzled, it's TA, baby. Come on right over. Got one job, I got 1, 2, 3. I'll take 4 more just for me. I'm buying crypto, I'm dollar cost averaging, don't you know? You buy the dip, you have a sip, take a rip. Call me captain of this shit. I don't give a fuck, my name is Skip. XRP, Cardano, Ethereum. Take that shit right down to the ceiling. I'ma put my fist through this shit. We're going to the moon and we're going soon.
Wall Street Pete, sick dough in crypto. Want to learn how to make sick dough in crypto? Well, you hit that like and subscribe. Every day we try to come to you with a live talking about this crypto news, technical analysis stuff. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is the weekend, so enjoy the weekend best you can, right? It flies by. But things to talk about. Hit the bell, all notification, become a subscriber today so we do this video. You get this stuff immediately. Bitcoin halving. Well, there is a Bitcoin halving clock, if you did not know. This is scarcity that we create through the Bitcoin mechanism, and I'm pretty excited for this because what's going to happen every 4 years, there's a cycle that continues to reward miners less and less, and as they keep mining, there is a scarcity that becomes relevant, causing the price to rise, which is why Bitcoin is the best digital gold, and there's nothing that's going to stop it. So good morning to you. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, everyone else in the super chat. Let's go. Let's talk about some crypto. And Fear Greed Index, if you are in this morning, Mr. Rainey, everybody goes in the house. Let's go. We have Fear and Greed Index at 58 right now, and it seems like we've been pretty high. Last week was 59. Last month was about neutral, so if we can head back to the 50. But we're going to talk about prices for the Bitcoin price, why 48% of the market is either bearish or very bearish. We'll talk about that here. As I can see totally here, it's kind of scary because 21% here is not good, right? We got a 20 and an 11. So we're looking at a 31% that even think that we're going to the upside, and the rest not sure or very bearish. So that's something to tell you there. I do see the market falling down. Just quick little tidbits here or there to keep you up to date. Sonic. Well, we all know about Sega. Well, Sega could be planning its own gaming metaverse, something maybe by 2025. I was pretty excited to just bring that up and talk about it. And in other news, Taylor Swift. Everyone's talking about Taylor Swift. Good morning, Jay Creek in the house. And Dr. Rainey and Sandy, what's up? But the crypto exchange bailed, source tells CNBC. Somehow, FTX, well, a lot of people rumored, and I guess they must have really loved Taylor Swift because what they did was they basically somehow told Sam Bankman-Fried not to go through with this. They asked him not to go through with it. Somehow he didn't. She signed and was sealed and delivered, ready to go. $100 million. It's crazy. Crypto space is a scary place, which is why people hear nothing but the bad stuff. Central Bank of Russia, digital ruble, could be launched as soon as 2025. A lot of things are happening all over the world. You're starting to really pay attention, right? We're going to get right into the charts in a second. New York Federal Reserve and U.S. banks complete programmable dollar CBDC test. Ladies and gentlemen, it was only 7 hours ago. Keeping you up with the latest. This is pretty big news here. The New York Federal Reserve and a group of financial institutions announced that the successful conclusion of a proof of concept of the regulated liability network known as the RLN, which contemplates the introduction of a dollar-based interbank central bank digital currency known as the CBDC. The test concluded that using the RLN and proposed CBDC might allow for near real-time dollar payments and cross-border settlements. So we're going to pay close attention to what is happening with that as time goes on. Total crypto market is still staggering above the 1.1. We are at 1.18, looking to get back to the 1.2. But what is Bitcoin doing? Well, Bitcoin is doing precisely what Wall Street Pete said. Look at the daily chart. Each candle represents a day. We have the exponential moving averages out here with some Bollinger Bands. So if you're excited for that, I've managed to get that back up. Hit the like and subscribe. We circled up here, definitely circled up here. Bearish divergence. I told every one of you trading above the 30 31,000, even when we were peaking to 31.4 to come test. I told you I didn't think we were going to break above unless we settled and finished the daily candle. Well, daily candle would have showed the top wick here above and well through this line, as it did not. So we do know that we have to pay close attention. Well, what is next? Well, what I want to pay attention to, what's most important here, is the 27.9. Now, what I do have here, and this is what I want you to pay attention, well, the last big fall that we had, I somehow cloned it. You've seen this done before. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I cloned it. That big peak here to the fall. Well, if we get the same move, which was about the same money that was poured in at that time, we're looking about a 27.9 to a 27,000 Bitcoin. So I'm really seeing if that could happen. Fibonacci retracement level would give us about a 50% pullback to about 27.9. Although, if you remember, the resistance before we popped off was 28,000 in that range. So this is where I think we're coming off. Hit the 31.4. As you know, this is big resistance we can't get above until we are going to get more price action. So what am I doing? Well, 30,000 right now. That's the price we're at. Hit the like and subscribe. Nobody else gives you this information, not financial advice. It's very important we hold that 30,000. If we do not hold the 30,000, we're going to see these prices. Definitely, we are going to see this fall come through. As you can see, the daily oscillator telling me. Well, the last time we had that daily oscillator, right, if I were to put it over here and show you, well, what kind of price action did we get? What are you talking about? How much do you love this oscillator? Well, I love this oscillator this much. If I show you, well, the same time frame here, well, it's a big fall right there. Let's pay attention. And that is the exact fall to the downside. What was the percentage? I know it's hard to see with this mess, but some people like to know these numbers, and it's very important to pay attention to what is going on. Well, currently you're going to get about a 12.5% move to the downside. Well, as you can see here, that changes as we come up here, but waiting for the Bollinger Bands to get tight. So I'm going to go back a few times. We already know what's happening here. Let's see if I can fix this. There it is. So now we can see a little more, but what I'm waiting for is my Bollinger Bands to get tight and get an explosion to retest back up. Until then, I'll be following the daily candle here as we're continuing to repeat several red candles to the downside. Once we get either to down here, I'll be looking to see if we can get a buy signal, and then ultimately looking to be at the oversold zone as we were once before, right down here. Well, when did we get the oversold zone? Well, that signal was right here, ladies and gentlemen. I can do it again for you when it actually happens, but here it was. 24.8, 24.5. I was telling a lot of people it was a good buy. Nobody believed me, I'm sure. I remember talking about the video in this ascending channel, as we were going up and down in this pattern here all the way from January of 2023. Nothing's changed. So 2023 pattern continues to show. Nobody believes me. The more and more I look at this, I don't really expect this fall to come. The more and more I look at it, I do expect a burst to the upside, just boring sideways action, perhaps through here, but ultimately we are going to find this range, which I'm going to show you right now. Anybody got an asset they want to talk about? This range and this range right here. So the two big wicks, 4 times right there, you can see these are the two biggest ranges that I believe Bitcoin is going to continue to trade in. This zone here. What's going to happen when we break one of these levels? Well, it's going to be a dramatic move to the up or downside. I believe that as long as we hold that support level up about here, looking at 28.5 here, major support, which I think that's what we'll do. I believe we're going to hold anywhere from here to the 29, and we're going to explode up to the upside. So from this point in time, I do not expect to create a new higher low, if you see what I'm saying. I don't expect for this really to happen. I expect to spring to the upside, boring sideways action. I'm I'm a big believer in this. If you see here coming down, these lines are falling. We're going to finally get some buy signals coming in soon. So I don't know what OOKI is, so Gary, please don't get mad at me. I just need Jasmine at 1 cent and I'm good. A lot of us do. 10 cent, excuse me. A lot of us do, and can only imagine what Jasmine would do for most of us. But pay attention to what Bitcoin is doing. Also watch what the S&P is doing. I notice we're getting a bit of a fall, right? Speaking of bearish divergence, same kind of thing on this oscillator. I'm a big fan of this. I do believe many times we're testing up there. We are going to finally come through. What's happening? S&P is getting a retracement coming down. How much? Perhaps until we get another bounce to the upside. Only TA will tell. But there was a good buy signal down here. As you can see, double bottom buy signal, double bottom buy signal. We're looking to repeat that again for the S&P. So S&P is falling as well. dollar, well, dollar's doing the same thing. Right shoulder, as you can see, possibly coming in to retest all the way back down to the 100 level. So we'll see what happens there. Could get another spring back up, though. Looks like we have room to grow still for here, so just quick retracement in coming back. Lots of things to happen here. I do see a lot going on, so 0.012, laugh out loud. He's saying also, I will take 1 cent. But Polygon Matic looking at 68 cents. Pretty rough, huh? Let's look at some of the market before we go. It's only 10 minutes into the video. How about VLO? We could do that before we go. But looking at the Bitcoin, Ethereum market, we do have 1857. Bitcoin is holding the 30,000s. Like I said, once we start destroying this 30,200 level, I really do expect some big falls, probably in those key indicators of prices I was speaking of. So 30,000 is a humongous price to really hold when you think of it. Daily candle tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. About 11 hours and 15 minutes from now, you'll find out the real answer. So let's get to VLO and let's end this video because we had a good, quick little update I wanted people to see. Ethereum, too. If you pay attention to what Ethereum is doing here, I do like it. Let me get another indicator. But like I said, bearish momentum's everywhere. EMA, Bollinger Band. I have it up already. Yeah, my Bollinger. I don't like that. There it is. So waiting for my Bollinger Band to get super tight. Once that happens, as you can see, we're starting to come in. Then Ethereum will kick off. Could be something similar to what's happening now for Ethereum before we get to VLO, and then we're off. Left shoulder here. This is the end of the bearish formation. All we're doing here is developing the right shoulder now. What is the right shoulder? Well, the right shoulder is an ultimately huge bounce. So as long as we can hold for Ethereum 1826, which is very important. 1826, you can then keep playing around with this 1990 price. Once we do that, then obviously we're looking to break above. Once you break above the 2150, you need to break above the 2150 for Ethereum, then that is going to be out of control. And then we'll be talking about the 3000, we'll be talking about 2800. We'll be talking about being in price levels, ranges for Ethereum that we really want to be. But right now, inverted head and shoulders pattern. This is what I see kind of panning out. We're going to get some maybe momentum to the downside still. If you can see what Sunday is tomorrow, right? Shocker. Then I believe we're going to come down. We're going to come in, get a bounce off here quickly, and then retest back up into the area where we belong. So we'll see what happens. Once we break above the 1929, 1928, like I said, that's really important. You can see it here, how important this level is. We can't break above it. Did finally come up, then came down, then look, test. There's so many tests here. There's a lot. You got to pay attention to it. So we went above a little bit and then came back, and now we're still testing. So very important, 1934 there. It says exactly if that's the number you want to go with. It's in that range in the 1930 levels. Very important to pay attention to that. Right shoulder can break above. So looking for that. Looking for the Bollinger Bands to get tight. As you can see, the top here coming in. My red bottom line coming in. We're getting a little tighter, but we will continue to see a little bit more fall action until we hit support. Then I believe there is a breakout coming. So kind of excited. I believe the breakout is most likely to the upside. We'll see what happens. VLO. Let's get it. We're going to do a 15-minute video this morning, and then most likely we are finito. We are finished here. Just trying to give you a quick update this morning. I don't know where VLO is. I don't think I put VLO up on here, so we're going to have to do an exchange and a quick add. Not a fan of KuCoin. I have it on KuCoin, apparently. I'm sure we went over this a couple times. Why is there so many? Let's see. Uniswap. Is there a regular one? I Gate.0. Guess we could do that one, right? We can do Max. I like Max too. Hopefully this is the right price for VLO. Not much time here. So let's see if we can get another one. What we do is every few times we have a follower. You hit the like and subscribe. Is what we do is we allow our followers to get a little bit of insight, perhaps what we would do, not financial advice, but a little bit of a scenario of what you would possibly do or what you could see, right? In the chance of perhaps trading what I would do if I had the opportunity to trade this, I would give you an understanding of what I think can happen. I think that's the correct price there. That looks a little more correct. So let's see. VLO, is that the right? So Gary, I need you to help me out. if that is the correct one. This is why we have a hard time doing this sometimes. I don't like the actual one we're getting here. Gate.0, and then we got Velodrome, so I know that's not most likely it, Coindex. But we waste some time. That's why a lot of people don't do live videos, because they don't want this downtime. I don't mind it. I just want to help out the followers, right? We want to get a better understanding of what we're expecting here, what we would look at if we had the opportunity to see what we could get. So let's go to Gate.io, see if we can get a better price and understanding there, and showing that between the two may help. All right, let's go. Here we are. So we'll get a little bit of some better. So daily chart, we found it, Gate.io. As you can see, actually, wow. And this is why we go with people's thoughts process. I love it. Look at this. Bollinger Band's getting super tight. There is a big breakout for Velo coming. Don't know if you understand what is happening. So what's going on is we're getting high roller coaster ride, but what is happening here is we're getting higher highs decreased. So creating lower lows now, but we're getting this falling wedge, this timing-like pattern, really. You can see it. I'm very excited for it. We're looking for a big breakout here. As you can see, we're coming down. We could get this huge spike to the upside. We'd create a cup and handle all the way to 0.0061. This is for Velo. So pay attention to the opportunity now. Obviously, it's a long way to get there. There are so many other price and indicators that you must break and get to before you can even think or dream about this area. But I want you to understand what I see, and this is pretty big. So once that price here breaks for Velo, you can actually see that there's an opportunity here to get a big increase of where we are now. And what are we trading right now? Let's zoom in so you can see what we're looking at here. Velo. Price right there coming in, and we're just looking for a 34% raise to get to the resistance level that we need to break above. But what's happening here is that there's a huge breakout opportunity that could occur even further. And Velo, that's exciting to see what's happening here. The peak and the top is over 100% on your money. And I'm not saying that's happening right now. Is what I'm saying is a huge cup and handle is forming. I have this diamond pattern I'm looking at. I want to see where we're going to break out of this. But what's happening is the Bollinger Bands are getting super tight. I am getting a breakout. I am getting a big resistance level. So what we have to do is break the resistance level of 0.003. 065. So pay attention to that. Very important, as you can see, right above the tip of the EMA. Once we do that, we can get a trend change. But you can see here we have to break above these two double tops. Once we got these two double tops here on the daily, we knew it was a bearish formation. Now we're looking for the double bottom. Can we get one? That's what we're looking to do, establish. So we'll see what happens here. This is a wild ride here. You still got ways to go. Below, I wouldn't expect it to break anytime soon yet. Falling wedge still into play. As you can see here, see this falling wedge comes in like this. Then we'll get a few more, and then we're going to find out. Can we get that breakout? It's going to bring this down either a little further. Pay attention to the oscillator down below. That'll tell you when we're oversold. This is the oversold zone. Anything under here would be the oversold zone on the last bottom line. Pay attention how important that is. What is the indicator? A lot of people want to know before we go. The indicator is stochastic ATR volatility oscillator. It's one of my favorite. This is what I use right here, and it tells me. So I expect a breakout coming. Pay attention, creating new higher lows in the big in the big scheme of things here. As you can see, time going on, huge. And you can see the Bollinger Bands were getting tight right here. See it? Bollinger Band's getting tight. Well, broke out to the upside. Well, it's doing it again, and it's telling you there's an opportunity coming. I actually really like this opportunity. My name is Wall Street Pete, sick dough in crypto. If you want to learn how to make sick dough in crypto, well, you hit the like and subscribe. Talking about going on a ride, going to the moon, and damn, hopefully soon. Gentleman used to work on the New York Mercantile Exchange, actually used to work there. Why we created this channel, why we talk about technical analysis, learn from some of the best traders in the world. Miss this place very much. Now it's the Van Gogh Museum, so we're gonna have a good day. La-di-da-da. Yeah. I hope you guys have a good day. Wall Street Pete in the house, sick dough in crypto. Love y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Pay attention to the crucial levels. It's so important. Take care.